Okay, friends and art lovers from around the world, we are Art Battle Online, and we are here broadcasting to you live tonight.
My name is Katrina Canedo.
Rodolfo Vanni.
My name is Ilia Panfilov.
I go by Cameron or Cam.
Do it then in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm surprised no one's washing up the entire background like they used to. It's yellow, and it's really starting to shape out to be a nice composition early on. And yeah, maybe there's a couple of horns forming a face on Rodolfo's. You might be right. It looks like a rhino from my vantage point.
And then Cameron shamping right in there with the skin tones, but also leaving negative space, what looks like
he's
four
really
shadows.
Addressing the skin tones well with that. That's always a difficult color to quickly mix. And Ilia, he used that nice brown, golden brown color. It almost looks, well, I would assume that it's safe to say that's sort of a beach scene, and he's got a structure being formed right now with those nice wide brush strokes with that flat brush blocking in the shapes.
Katrina's canvas is literally bouncing with the energy of the strokes that she's laying. You can just really tell the commitment.
She's drumming right now.
She's beating the drum of it.
Cameron, he's loosening up on the legs, and there's like a nice washy, drippy feel to it.
But he's laid down his colors in such a way that when he's stroking with the flat brush, it's just creating this beautiful blend.
Shapes to figure out the composition. I'll often do that. I'll block certain parts of the canvas just to minimize the entire thing, so you can sort of focus on different areas. That's an advanced technique for someone probably he definitely has a lot of experience painting.
Really, really nice to see the warm colors that Cameron McCool is straying away from his namesake.
I'm loving the way that Katrina is using this yellow. She's bringing it into the figure and mixing it with the cooler and the warm tones that she's got already established on the figure.
He's definitely had some training, figurative training. You can tell just by the squareness of the shapes. And like I said before, I wonder if he's going to go out and smooth out those angles and get some of that nice, warm, rounded brush strokes around the edges, so it just blends together. I hope she just leaves that just for the sake of the painting. It just really centers the whole composition. Even a little bit of that pink around the ear. Rodolfo's paintings really help too. It sort of weighs down the entire composition, gives it sort of that directional feel where the rhino is sort of, very heavy.
There's about 5 minutes remaining. So on easel number 1, we have Katrina coming in with a really strong profile portrait, super painterly, very, very vibrant. On easel number 2, Rodolfo Vanni establishing this incredible color palette of really balancing these cool and super bright warm tones on this rhino painting. Ilia Panfilov with a landscape that looks like a seascape, and I think that we're starting to see the emergence of a lighthouse. And on easel number 4, we have Cameron McCool with the back of a figure, and he is just establishing the light of this figure in such an incredible way. All of these paintings are looking just fantastic.
Yeah, now you notice Katrina really going in with the palette knife and putting those thick, blobby, impasto style brush strokes that just round everything out, add movement, texture. She's really great at that. This is sort of her signature. I'm
absolutely just blown away by Katrina's palette and their use of super vibrancy. I know that this is an art battle and they can't see each other at all, but I would hang these on a wall together.
Can you guys believe this is not even quite 20 minutes, 19 minutes?
I'm really enjoying seeing Rodolfo's kind of just his finishing techniques that he's going into with this painting. It's geometric brushwork, reminds me kind of like an animal take on Klimt. Artists are able to create these works, and it just speaks to how strong they are in their studios and in their studio work, that they're able to translate that into creating these works in just 20 minutes.
Hang out, amazing stuff. I'm super impressed, a little bit speechless.
There's just unique elements to each of them that is really special.
My name is Casandra Caballero.
My name is Stefano Bove.
My name is Jamie Andrade.
My name is Brian Tibke.
Stefano is also blocking in maybe like a forest green, so maybe we're going for a landscape. And Jamie, look at this. I would say that is a ice cream cone. I think he's doing that because he's probably going to lay a lighter color than that dark forest green, which is very thick and wet. Would be hard to put lighter colors over top of it.
I always love seeing the way that artists are building their pieces. It's like a fingerprint, the way that each artist approaches their piece in terms of process. Casandra looks like she's going in with a bit of a heavier hand to establish some texture.
I feel like Cassandra's using a Boothian technique, I believe, with some of that blue. And Brian, right there, just like that, I've been sort of slowly watching what he's been doing. I wasn't sure what he was doing in the foreground, but you can tell now that there's a figure there, sort of looking at a 3/4 angle towards those buildings.
Jamie's piece is shaping up in a very tasty fashion. I'm enjoying the way that right. I'm really liking the way that she's establishing the shadows and kind of the ripples of this ice cream. I know what I'm going to be eating later.
And Stefano's still going hard with that fan brush, and now he's just being super loose with it. We're almost halfway through the battle.
I think it's a waterfall.
I think that Casandra has thrown me for a little bit of a loop here. I was not expecting to see this layering of warm colors on top, merging those warm colors within the blue to establish this kind of just frenetic energy.
Just over halfway point. That means voting, ladies and gentlemen, and art lovers everywhere, is open on the Art Battle app.
Stefano's using a big flat palette knife now, and I think you were right, Tanya. I think those are waterfalls that he's throwing in.
Don't go chasing them, Dan.
Don't go chasing them.
What I am enjoying about Brian is he's actually a drummer as well as an artist. So you think a drummer would be, beating the drums very hard, and he's got such a soft
that's such a
touch
good
on the
point.
hand.
He might be more aggressive and percussive in his music, but in his artwork he's quite subtle and soft.
We go back and talk a bit about Casandra.
Yeah, I'm getting kind of like a 80s hair metal vibe that I'm really into. We have 7 minutes remaining in the battle, and I really thought that she was going to go with a complete negative space background. So I think that her creating some color in the background is going to make this stronger in composition.
I want to be there right now.
I want to be in that water right now, absolutely.
It literally looks like you could jump on in.
That's such a good point, Dan. With the fan brush, you can pick up kind of your mid-tone, your dark, and your light all at once, and they play together really nicely. We also want to say that voting is open in the Art Battle app, and so if you are digging any of these pieces, please show these artists some love and vote for your favorite. On easel number 1 with Jamie Andrade, we have this cherry red ice cream cone that is just got a lot of really good depth going on in it. It is looking very appetizing. On easel number 2 with Brian Tibke, we have this really beautiful cityscape. It looks like a tourist leaning against a railing, just gazing into this city over a canal. On easel number 3, we have Stefano Bove with this really beautiful textural piece depicting these waterfalls and really paying close attention to his highlight work. On easel number 4, we have Casandra Caballero, and she has created this blue portrait that is just teeming with energy and movement, and she's really going in there with brushwork to establish that energy right now.
It's almost like the figure zipping through space or moving around in in space. It's really cool. Jamie really took her painting to the next level. I mean, those colors that she's using in the background are amazing. It's very illustrative. Where it's gone from that early line drawing, I would never have thought it would end up where it is here.
I'm really being surprised by Brian's piece. Even now, when we have 2 minutes remaining, it looks like there's kind of this chaotic element that's being introduced in front of the buildings.
Well, he's defined whatever it is in the background by putting those buildings beside it. So that sort of visually defines the scale of the landscape. And that's a really good technique to use if you're working on landscape.
Okay, for round two, your winner of round two. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we all want some escapism. Stefano Bove is the winner of round two. The lush waterfall, the crystal clear water. You just want to jump right into his painting. What do you think of our winners, Morgan and Dan?
Yeah, I think the execution was well done. They all did a great job painting. I just want to mention that. He just layered that painting slowly and built up an image, and then he walked away. He did a brush drop and walked out with about 15 seconds left. So good for him, Katrina.